Bo Bassett is a kid. He's a kid. And kids are off limits. This is a special kid, though, and I happen to be a wrestling fan at a time when the kids are ruling the space. We've never had a time we have had more high school kids. Okay, but you must understand this, because I don't want to come on and rough up a kid. It's just not the right thing to do. Now, I got to tell you from the beginning, in full disclosure, I tried to do business with Bo, and I didn't get my way. I tried to reach Bo, and I finally even went publicly and told him, here's the deal. I will give you $1 million. In exchange, you're going to sign over your NL rights to me. Whatever I can do with that is on me, but you're guaranteed $1 million. I didn't get responded to, and I must tell you, it didn't make me very happy. In all fairness, it didn't. But now that I've disclosed that to you, I follow him very closely. I followed his social media. I watched what he did at Who's Number One, which was absolutely amazing. Zach Esposito was there in the building. Zach Esposito, the NCAA champion, the coach at North Carolina State, comes in and Zach Esposito said the environment for Who's Number One was more intense than the NCAA finals. They bring it to Bo's backyard. He sells out, right? He's this big star. He's done a great job. He gives his word to Iowa. Now, you must understand how remarkably difficult it was to get that word. Bo Bassett comes out and he tells people, here's my college choices. And he's got some thing behind him. It's called a step and repeat, but it's behind him. It's got every logo you could ever think of. Every single team that could possibly fit on this backdrop, he gets up there. And he was serious. And I went through the recruiting process. And there's a part of it makes you feel good. Your phone rings, and you got to let people know, though. You got to let people know that you're open and available. And sometimes the more blue chipper you are, the less phone calls you get. Sometimes the blue chippers, the other coaches, just decide, we're not going to get him. We don't have the money for him. We don't have the space for him. This guy's going to be an NCAA champion. We've never even had an NCAA champion. Like, this really happens. And sometimes the prettiest girl at the dance doesn't get a dance. It's one of these things. So Bo lets it be known. Don't do that to me. Call me. I want this. I want this attention. Midnight rolls around. The first day of recruiting, 12:01 in the morning, Bassett's phone's ringing. It works. Every coach bites, and they're coming. Bassett puts out a great big price tag. Now, set the money aside, if you will, but you understand that the old expression, money doesn't grow on trees. It's very hard. If you're going to pay a kid $1,000 a week, you got to have that money. If you give that kid your word and all hell breaks loose, that kid doesn't care, nor should he. You made a deal, and you said you were going to pay him. Just take that for example. You said that scholarship was going to be covered. Let's say you did your math wrong and you go outside of your 9.9. You cut it, come back, you try to sit with them, and you're going to figure out this way. We're going to make it in summer camps. No, you're not. You said the scholarship was covered. So there's a lot that goes into it. So a number of coaches, the best coaches in the world, are competing against each other. I cannot explain to you how difficult the recruiting process is. You will put in a full day in the mat room. You will put in a full day at the office, and then your day begins. You get home, the time that you would spend with your wife, with your kids, you're on the phone. It's just a recruiting process. So when you get a commitment like Bo Bassett, it's a massive deal, but it didn't fall in your lap. You had to work your ass off for it. You had to compete against other people, not only trying to get him, telling lies about you. That's the way the recruiting process works. Oh, you don't want to go there for all these reasons. Then your phone's call back, and then you got to talk to Bo. Well, but now Bo's dad has questions, and now you got to talk to the mom. You know what? It'd just be best if you came out and you sat down in the living room. Like, it is so wildly difficult to get a commitment from a recruit. But when you have the right ones, it's worth it. And the Bassett family has a tremendous reputation. Not to mention Bassett's a hawk. I knew he was a hawk from the time he was 11 years old. His idol is Spencer Lee. The first Bo Bassett interview I ever saw, he was wearing a Hawkeye shirt. Dreaming of being like Spencer Lee. Like, not for nothing, it was a ton of work that he made everybody go through when we all knew he was going to Iowa, where he belongs. That's where he belongs. So, Bo has a very good year. Senior level, U23s, makes it to the absolute final round. It's the best of 3 against Stanich, and they go all 3 matches, goes to the senior level. He's placing out there in Vegas. Like, Bo is doing this fantastic job, and he comes out with a statement out of nowhere, out of absolute nowhere, that he's going to decommit. Okay. What a beautiful word that we've created. Decommit. What a beautiful word for lie. What a beautiful word for backstab. What a beautiful word for dishonest. What a beautiful word for waste of everybody's time. And I must tell you, I've never fully understood it. And I've seen relationships. And I've seen the girl that comes in knowing the guy's in a relationship with someone else. The guy breaks it off, goes with her, and it never works out. 100% of the time, he does to her what he did to this girl, and this girl can't figure out she's got her heart broken. You sit back and go, I really can't feel that bad for you. You did that to somebody else. You saw the ride, and you bought a ticket anyway. But I must tell you it like this, because I never understand. You decommit, and then what are you going to do? You're going to commit to somebody else? What the hell does that mean at this point? What does it mean? If they'll cheat for you, they'll cheat against you. And I just want you to keep that in mind. Because this beautiful word of decommit wasn't created by Bo. This actually came out about 3 years ago, and I remember the first time I saw it. He did not create the word. He just implemented it, and this said, I decommit. Oh, you do? You do, huh? You have a better offer than the Iowa Hawkeye. Really? Because that would lead me to believe that we're down to 2 others. It would just lead me to believe that possibly the Cowboys got to the table, and most definitely State College got to the table. That's what it would lead me to believe. And within a week, we're going to find out if I'm right. But didn't just use the word. He just didn't just use this word that somebody made up, which means lie, which means backstab, which means traitor. He didn't just do that. For reasons that I don't know, he took a shot at the Hawks. And it was nasty. It was a very nasty thing. And much like decommit, he used words that made it sound as though he had the moral high ground. He talked about something, I'm going to go somewhere that aligns more with my values and faith. He slipped the word faith in there. Like, nobody can ever argue against faith. It's one of these things that's very uncomfortable. But I'm reading it. I'm going, okay, we're dealing with a kid. We're dealing with a kid. He gets grace. I do understand that. But he took a shot at men. If you want to fight with the men, you're going to get treated like a man. So in the process of making a statement, which means lie, it's literally, it's a fancy word for my word is no good. In the process of lying, in the process of exposing himself that his word is no good, he attempts to take the moral high ground. And I'm reading that, and I'm actually stunned by it. I'm stunned by it when I see it. Now, the standard in Iowa City is so remarkably high. It's so remarkably high that if you get a kid that gets seen around town and he's holding a beer, this is front page news. This is the kind of, my God, and then it's not just a kid and a legal issue of which he may or may not even be in. What are the coaches going to do? How can this be happening under their noses? Oh my gosh, what kind of people are they bringing into the program? And I go out and I'm reading all these things on the Hawkeyes. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at them. We got these forums and chat rooms, and I'm looking at them. Misdemeanors at best. I mean, not for nothing. When I was at the University of Oregon, this was a nothing, and we weren't like some crazy team. We were just a regular bunch of guys. We're still all friends to this day. We helped each other. We helped keep each other accountable. I'm reading the things that are, oh my God, how could Iowa let this go? What are you talking about? This goes on absolutely everywhere, but it's a very fun thing to take a shot at Iowa. Why? Because they'll let you. They'll let you. Whether it was your dad, whether it was your uncle, whether it was your second cousin twice removed, they got their ass kicked somewhere along the way by Tom and or Terry Brands, and that's exactly what happened. And it might have been a fan, and they beat your ass, they beat your favorite wrestler. It might have been actual head-to-head competition, and those guys have offspring and they've grown up, and you got your ass kicked by one of the Brands brothers. And the one and only way that you can get back is to take a little shot at them. And you want to know why they're so fun to take a shot at? Because they don't punch back. Two of the baddest dudes, two of the most frightening guys in the history of our sport don't punch back. They're not on social media. A lot of times they're not even going to know that something happened unless an AD or somebody brings it in front of them. They get to the practice room every morning to begin practice. By the way, the room's warm, the mats are clean. They start their first workout at 6 a.m. They do 2-a-days every day, and then they have a club program. I'm just sharing with you. That's 2 hours apiece. I just named 3 workouts. That's 6 hours, plus they do individuals. There's just not time. It's very relevant you understand this. Like, there really isn't time for them to respond. And then the Brands brothers will sit back and they'll think to themselves, we have enough check marks in the good. We've got enough young men and young women. We are the leaders in women's wrestling for the entire NCAA. We have built our own facility with money that we raised. We're playing the NIL game just because that's part of it. We're running a club, a Hawkeye program. We're taking care of absolutely every responsibility. We've put enough bricks in the positive pile that somebody will defend us. Some writer somewhere, somebody posting on a forum will speak up and talk about these are kids and they're getting through a summer and they're getting adjusted and they're learning the culture and we're going to get our hands on them and we're going to straighten these things out. Somebody will do that for us, and nobody ever does. It never comes up. Almost as though Tom and Terry Brands have told their alum, stay away from that stuff. Focus on wrestling. Don't worry about it. Take the shots. Always respond. It's almost to that point where I'm starting to think there was actual dialogue against it. So, look. It's not worth a pound of flesh to me. It's not worth a pound of flesh for me to come out here and tell you, here's the 5 things that happened to this program in the last month. I won't go do revisionist history, and I won't even do ancient history. I'll do current events, and I'll tell you what this program did in the last 30 days. Then you can take that great big step and repeat that Bo liked to show off about all these different schools that he wanted. You can put a blindfold on, you could throw a dart. And I will tell you what that program had happened to them with their student athletes in the last 30 days. Not go back years. I'll go back 1 month. And it would take me a meaningful period of time to finish. But the Hawks have something small happen. And it turns into this thing. And I've never seen people try to get over on world champions that somewhere along the way kicked their ass. I've never seen them try to do it in a more petty way than I see with the Hawks. And I don't wish Bo badly. But it is very fair for me to tell you, whatever shirt he pops on and he's proud to be a student athlete, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? What would I possibly do with that? I don't know where to get a refund on my Iowa shirt with his face on it that I bought fully to be a supporter of. I got it sitting right over here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. All of a sudden, he's got 6 shooters. All of a sudden, he's at state college. What am I supposed to do with that? Your word's either good or it's not. People have the right to change them, and there's no such thing as decommit. Let's just agree on that. You lied. You lied. You gotta be a man about it. Now, there is such a thing as changing your mind. And young people get grace to change their mind. But when you took a shot, you fired a shot at the ethics of the most ethical program in wrestling's history. Excuse me, you do not stand on the moral high ground. Not on this one.